Welcome, everyone. I'm your host, Alana Pierce, and this is Cobra Kai Unlocked, where Netflix Geek gives you an exclusive look into the shows you love. Today, we're talking Season 5 of Cobra Kai, and hey, are you afraid of spoilers? Well, fear does not exist in this studio, but spoilers do, you've been warned. We are just about to talk with Daniel San himself and FBI agent Johnny Lawrence.
But I think what's different about this season and the other ones is he's empowered by whiskey and White Claw.
Psychoanalyze Terry Silver.
Terry Silver starts picking him apart, and it's that psych warfare part of it. He gets inside his head.
Witness the karate sensation taking over the valley and beyond.
His motivations are all coming from a place of like, hey, you could be a supervillain too.
It's a new era at Cobra Kai.
Brainstorm a new dojo name.
Okay, who would win in a fight, though? Savage butts or verbal insult?
Talk about a fight, then another fight, then another one, and probably one more. Not sure.
Yeah, but who do you think would win in a fight between the three of you?
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna have to go with Una.
Rehash the series' most badass finale yet, in my humble opinion. So, put on your gi and get in the dojo. The show's about to begin. When they're not training in the dojo, they are fighting all over the valley, throwing rages, and having a good time. Welcome, the cast of Cobra Kai. How you guys doing?
Good, thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Of course, how does everybody feel about season 5?
Good.
Scared.
It's a whirlwind.
Scared?
Scared. It's so violent. But it's great.
It's pretty epic.
Yeah.
Some
yeah.
people get, you know, really the crap kicked out of them. I hope everyone's okay.
We
had time to
months
heal,
of
for the most part.
PT and
Yeah.
emotional, damage.
All for you.
Cobra Kai does have a rich history of attacks, slights, rivalries, vendettas, but perhaps none bigger than the feud between Miguel and Robbie. Let's take a look.
Yeah. Dude, I like these speakers.
Dude, I don't know how that didn't just knock you out. He's too tough.
All right, that's it. Fight's over.
I like the idea that Johnny didn't walk the stairs.
Oh!
Miguel, knock it off.
Dude, they didn't get me throwing him into the...
Pure terror.
I asked that they put the pterodactyl noise when I screamed right there, but they opted against it. The eagle fang. I always think, like, what are the people who live upstairs thinking? They're just like, what? Oh, not these
They're
kids.
definitely putting that
Yeah.
on YouTube for sure.
Yeah.
You're like, shut up.
I especially like the idea that Johnny didn't think to stand in front of the stairwell. Like of all things, like the one PTSD thing, I would be like, well, don't let them near stairs.
Yeah.
He's still learning to be a dad at that point.
That's fair. He's still got the air horn.
I like his stop. Hey, stop that.
Yeah.
Hey, stop it up. Okay.
Casual. He's so used to everything
Hey,
you're asking.
hey, wait, what did I? He's like, oh, shit, where did I start?
Where do you feel like the relationship between Miguel and Robbie actually goes from here?
They clearly had a lot of tension and a lot of issues between not only themselves but between their role models and their father figures. And I think Robbie coming down with Johnny down to Mexico was kind of the first big stride that they took to try to reconcile. And then this, I think, was the last little nail in the coffin. They needed to have this conversation between the two of them because they really haven't had time to talk alone. It's always been with Sam or with Tori or with everyone else fighting. So now that there's a little bit of silence, I think they can get their feelings out.
Finally working through
But
this
it was,
daddy
yeah,
issues.
Miguel forgave him really easily. It was like, all right, hey, it was just the worst day of my life, and it was the worst day of your life too. And I was like, oh.
Let's do escape rooms together.
When you put it like that, yeah, all right.
Mary, Sam spent a lot of this season avoiding relationships entirely. You think this is good for her? How do you feel about it?
I mean, I think, I like the idea that, here's my thing. I think that Sam's main relationship for me over the course of now looking back, 5 seasons, is that she's been in like a really long-term kind of chaotic relationship with Karate. And the rest of the relationships that have kind of come and gone throughout her life have been either really helpful or hurtful to that, and that like kind of being like a core part of her personality. So I feel like, yeah, maybe romantic relationships she needs to still sort through, but I think the fact that she took a step away from that relationship was the one that like hit me really, really hard. Not to say I wasn't like sobbing in between every take of like the scene between Miguel and Sam. Like that was really tough to film, but it was more interesting to think of it in like this wide scope of like Samantha like really taking a step from all the relationships in her life. And I think that can be very helpful and beneficial. And I also like the idea that she can sort through it and still come back to her home bases.
Are you proud of her?
I am. I think she's learning, she's getting through it. And I think that, I really wish that I would have had a character like Sam at that age. And that's kind of what I try my best to play to, is the perspectives and stories that I think I could have really learned from. And I think the ability to not necessarily like put yourself as the only important thing. Like I think Sam's still trying to keep this like wide scope of helping everybody at once. But I think at the very least, like putting yourself first in that way can be helpful too, as a trickle-down effect to like all these other relationships. And I think that's the way that she can come back to things like Karate and, being around Robbie again, but in a positive way, possibly coming around to Tori in a more constructive way, and definitely being able to come back to Miguel.
It's a very sweet answer, and also very relatable. Of course, all teen girls struggle with their relationship with Karate.
Yes.
I've been there. It's really hard to let go. My dad's
your first true love.
sensei.
Yeah.
We've all been there. It's tough. Jacob, for the past few seasons, we've kind of seen you flip-flop between Hawk, who we've come to be very afraid of, and Eli.
Why? He's so
We want to bully.
so
You either fear me or you bully me. Would pick one.
How does it feel to be back more on Camp Eli?
It's more fun to play the villain. I liked, trashing Miyagi-Do and, getting to bully people. It was really fun, You get to do all this stuff that...
Was it fun?
Yeah, bro, dude, breaking his arm was awesome. No, it's cool. I actually really like it because I get to film with a lot of people that I normally wouldn't. Like the 4th season was kind of my first time ever interacting with Ralph, really. And same like having scenes with Mary. Like before that, it was just Mary kicking me all the time. And now...
Come at me, princess.
Yeah. But now I got scenes where we didn't have lines towards each other, just like looks.
That's true. Is like sometimes you guys are very separated, even though you're all in the same ensemble piece.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever really said a line to Mary besides yelling at her when she goes to visit Miguel. I've had maybe like a couple lines with Peyton.
Wow.
And I've only, I think, had like, I'm trying to think of what I say to Tanner, like prepare to face the fury of the hawk. I think that's like the only thing I've ever said to him.
Great line though.
Yo, great. Iconic.
Very important.
That's in his nightmares. Like he wakes up, he's like, oh, the fury.
What was it like for all of you to work with people you haven't worked with before on the show?
I mean, it's always crazy, being in Miyagi-Do for so long, I only worked with Ralph Macchio, and I love Ralph, but I never really got to work with Billy. What? Yeah, I work with you all the time.
I was like, literally, there were 3 people in Miyagi-Do.
Yeah, everyone else is okay.
1, 2, 3.
Not good enough.
No, not good enough.
Okay.
But I work with you outside of that. I never get to work with Billy. And finally, I got in season 5, I got a little solo scene with just me and, Dimitri and Johnny, and I think it's really fun to see their relationship together.
Hey, thanks for being a dork, or a geek, or whatever you identify as.
Well, they make us say nerds since geek was already taken.
I didn't say stop working, dweeb.
Yep.
Peyton, this season, Tori, I feel like has gone through a lot. It's been kind of rough to watch. She's losing a lot of stuff, kind of losing herself, a little bits of her identity, and losing a boyfriend all at the same time. How do you feel about how she ended up tackling all of those conflicts?
I think she was really doing the best that she could. I think she handled it really well, considering she's a high schooler and she's taking care of her mother and her brother and having the one figure, Kreese, who was her mentor and guide, locked up in a way. I think she's handled it really well.
I sometimes feel like she's the character who's going through the most and the most quietly. Like how much of that do you internalize when you're going through some of these scenes?
I think just like in life, you can't think about it all at once. You just have to shove it away and keep going. And I think that there's too much going on to think about it you have to handle it as it comes, scene by scene, and that's just kind of how I handled it as well.
One step at a time.
One step at a time.
But you have to take all that anger and you have to put it in your fist.
Some other fun games that happened this season. There was that egg game, of course, which is very exciting to watch everybody actually work together, which doesn't happen very often. And speaking of egg game, Daniel and Johnny know that Miyagi Fang just wasn't cutting it. We're gonna help them in a little game that we're calling Name That Dojo. This is a game you guys are gonna play right now.
Okay.
I really thought you were about to bring out
Yeah, but
eggs, and I was like, I don't know if
An egg right
okay.
7 raw eggs.
Wait, really? Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
I know
okay.
Oh, they're actual eggs.
Yes. The eggs have basically an assortment of names, adverbs, adjectives in them. And you need to pick only 2 words, team them together, and you're gonna give me the coolest dojo name that you can possibly come up with. Coolest
Everyone should
possible.
get 4.
Ow! You brat.
Break.
You just kind of open them, dude.
Yeah. I
Pull them apart.
Oh, these are so.
Smashed an egg and
Oh, 30 seconds.
Yeah, I didn't
I can't.
30 seconds.
Right.
Oh God! Get your eggs open. Okay, I have.
I'm not timing it.
Wait, is it
Hungry foot. Hungry foot.
I think
dojo.
hungry is a good one, probably.
Okay.
I got
Butt.
Hammer.
Hungry butt. Hungry
Yeah.
butt.
I'm swarm. Hungry.
Hungry wolf butt.
I have dagger.
Hyena butt. I like the alliteration actually.
Verbal insult.
Koala.
Or what about
Verbal sincere.
So swarm. That sounds like just a bully group of bullies.
Wait. How many? Only 2. Oh no, only 2 words.
No, I know. Oh. Yes, that's perfect.
Okay.
Savage. You have to use it. Okay.
I really want to throw in a word. I
What
want
is it? Savage hyena. Savage butt. No. Really?
No.
Savage wolf.
Verbal insult.
No. Animals are
Alright,
so.
right.
Animals are so.
The first one you said was best.
Stink.
running out of time.
Oh yeah, we
We're
have
done.
We're done.
We're done.
Yeah.
We
You
win.
guys want to go first?
What is yours? You guys go
We already.
first.
No, we win.
You guys go first.
Yes. We're ready. Okay, so 2 of my favorite words were 2 words
Okay.
in the pool. So we have. We are the Savage Butts.
That is good.
You're 5.
It's hard to beat that.
Oh, we got it.
Take
You
that.
literally can't. You cannot beat it.
Okay.
Some
Okay.
pizzazz.
Oh my god.
All right.
Boo. We are the Verbal Insult Flock.
That's
3 words.
This is.
It's a one piece of paper.
Is there a hyphen?
Allow it.
There's a one
name.
What? We can't be the verbal insult.
Actually,
I think you could.
Actually, fine.
The verbal insult.
The verbal insult. Hailing from Claremont, California.
Well, all of you guys?
I don't think you can
We'll
beat
give you
savage
therapy.
butts.
This is a lot harder than I expected. I didn't expect to be.
Savage
What was
butt.
yours again?
Come
Savage
on.
butt?
Savage butts.
We are the
that's-
Savage Butts.
Yeah.
Okay, who would win in a fight though? Savage butts or verbal insults?
I think being beat by savage butts is like.
I don't know, a butt's
Way
just
more
there, but
aggressive.
imagine like it's getting yelled at. There's like a lot of
Oh, I've yelled at a few butts in my
like
day.
we're instilling it with anxiety and depression.
If you're busy crying, you won't know where
But
we
it's
are.
a savage butt.
I feel like I have to give it to verbal insult just based on the warfare tactics.
Oh, I'll show you some
Verbal
warfare
insult. Verbal insult. Verbal insult.
It's tons of fun. The season is absolutely awesome. Thank you all for joining me.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Please welcome Griffin Santo Pietro as newest member of Miyagi-Do, Anthony LaRusso, Una O'Brien, debate captain turned ruthless karate competitor, and Dallas Dupree Young as the future of Cobra Kai, Kenny Payne. Who do you think would win in a fight between the 3 of you?
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna have to go with Una. She is a fierce competitor.
I would say that if it were like a fight to break out right here, you know, I think Una's probably gonna win.
Yeah.
But then maybe if it's like a most dangerous game type of like chase situation, I don't know. I think I'm gonna like Home Alone you guys.
Oh, you think so?
okay.
Okay, all right.
Set little traps in you
For
guys.
sure, for sure. I love it.
No, I'm in Dallas. I don't know. I think it'd be tough. It'd be close.
If you close, oh,
What do you
wow,
mean?
that's completely shoot.
I think you went to the wrong side.
That
of the
is
couch.
funny.
Is that right?
Yeah.
No, I love it.
No, these guys are so good. They've both been practicing. So.
Yeah.
Dallas, Kenny starts out a very sweet cosplay-loving Dr. Scribblebottoms, but is quickly turned into a karate monster. Can you talk about what it was like to play that transition for him?
Being able to play two sides of the character was very special to me, and it was unique and challenging all at the same time. But I appreciate the creators, John, Josh, and Hayden, for allowing me to explore the different avenues of Kenny and just allowing myself to get into the mindset of both the kid who struggled with bullying, which is a huge issue in today's society, and also the kid who beats his bully in the end. So it was really cool playing those two characters at the same time.
Which one are you more like?
Which one am I most
Yeah.
like? I'm gonna have to go with the kid who loves Dr. Scribblebottoms and playing video games all the time. I'm gonna have to go with that kid.
You guys agree with that? He's not a monster?
Not
most part, right?
Most.
Yeah.
like 50% of the time, we'll take it.
Today's been fine.
Yes, for sure, 100%.
Una, your character has been mysterious, but has shown some amazing intellectual and physical ability. What scene do you think best put that to the test for you?
Oh, I think right out the gate, that debate scene, you see that Devin definitely does not suffer fools. And I remember a lot of the takes they asked me, don't rip the book this time, but I just couldn't help it because she just has that physically aggressive energy.
Definitely. She's super intimidating. I also agree that she could kick my butt of the three of you.
Yes, right.
For sure. Griffin Anthony used to be video game obsessed, but karate adjacent member of the LaRusso family. Do you think Anthony ever had an interest in karate, just waiting to be recognized by his dad?
I think that, especially in the earlier seasons, Anthony was able to see that this karate world has kind of been destroying his family's life, and I'm sure a part of him did not want to get involved in that. But thanks to, this guy, he kind of got forced into that world. See in season 4 that, once he starts to get involved in this karate world, he starts to build more relationship with his dad. And I think that the two were kind of more intertwined than he thought. That, maybe he has to just, jump into this karate world, and then he can start to build this relationship with his family.
It almost seems like he was like the last sane person.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Now that's out the window. For all three of you, how did it feel kind of showing up in the spotlight in very bombastic ways alongside this already very well-established cast?
It was really cool with the fact that everybody has been together for 5 years. They understand what it's like to be a new cast member on a TV show, so they understood where we were coming from at all times. But it was always nerve-wracking, especially that first day on set. There's nothing like it, but it's something that I'll definitely never forget.
Yeah. How about you?
Oh, I think they were all just so welcoming and supportive and patient of us. So they really gave us that extra time we needed on set, and they're always there to give us advice and any tips, whether it's acting or karate.
Yeah, I mean, when I was there the first season, I was like, kind of felt like that new, really nervous, and I thought I wasn't gonna feel that, the season 4 and season 5, but I still end up feeling it because I think I was no longer just the kid on set, I had other people my age, and it was really, so I think that was really exciting, just as much as it was nerve-wracking. I was just really happy to really feel like a part of the cast more.
How do you feel about the nerdy themes of the show if you guys play video games? Like, is that something that really drew you to it?
Yeah, I mean, I love that Anthony and, Kenny used to be part of that, nerdy crew, I mean, we have our Dungeon Master game, which is just D&D, which is kind of fun. Yeah, I thought it was really fun to kind of be a nerd, and, maybe we kind of played the reverse where you were nerdy season 4, and now I get more nerdy in season 5, but yeah, I think that was a lot of fun.
I think we're all pretty nerdy in real life, too.
We really are, in our own ways.
Outside of the show, what are you all geeking out about right now? What are you watching, playing? What are you into?
Okay, so for me, everybody's gonna be like, oh, that's so boring, but I love video games. Sports, I'm a sports fanatic, so basically MLB The Show 22, NBA 2K23, that's about to come out, Madden 23.
Nice.
I geek out about those games, honestly. And then TV shows, I just love Stranger Things. And
yes.
Not go wrong.
Cobra Kai is pretty good too. It's a great show if you ask me.
A little bit biased, but that's
right. A little bit biased, but it's okay. It's all good.
Una, how about you? What are you into? What are you watching?
Well, I'm a swimmer, so you can find me in the water a lot. But TV-wise, I love Never Have I Ever. That's definitely a favorite. And Schitt's Creek is great too.
It's such a good show. Griffin, how about you?
I'm a big fan. I just watched The Sandman on Netflix.
I'm catching up on that
huge
right
fan, and I'm actually reading the book now. People are gonna get mad, but I watch it and then I read the book. But
You're allowed. It's fun.
Such an Anthony move.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I play some video games too. I'm not into the sports games. I'm more into the campaign.
No FIFA?
Longer. Yeah.
What's your favorite game?
Spider-Man on PS4. It's the best video game ever.
All right, I wanted to last ask you guys how you feel about being, part of the Cobra Kai legacy. It's obviously a really huge show. It's super popular. People love it. I love it. Yeah. What does that mean to you?
Oh, I mean, it's just being able to make these like lifelong friends now and getting to know a lot of like the older cast too. They've become mentors for us, really.
Yeah, no,
they're
like
great.
honestly, being a part of this cast is unbelievable. And it's definitely been a whirlwind since day one, honestly. And then it's cool to have that balance of the young generation and and older generation that has been here for a while. So that's where we get our audience. It's like everybody loves Cobra Kai and the Karate Kid franchises. And then, like Una touched on, we have the older mentors there for us at all times, and they're always supporting us. So they're definitely a blessing, and just to be on the show is incredible.
I think to see the fan reception to not only our characters, but just the show in general, I mean, it's really something that connects all of these different generations of people.
It's very beloved.
Yes.
It's got to feel awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, I have so much faith in you, Cobra Kai Next Generation. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you
so much for having us.
Great.
What I'm offering you is legacy.
What's up, Netflix Geeked? I'm John Hurwitz.
I'm Josh Heald.
And I'm Hayden Schlossberg. We're the showrunners of Cobra Kai. The way karate operas work, you know, they start kind of small and then they just take you on an emotional roller coaster. And I think in season 5, we've just like kind of hit that peak where like all of a sudden, you know, things start to go crazy and go to places that you just could never imagine when watching the first season.
Going into season 5, we knew we were going to have Daniel LaRusso fight Terry Silver. That was a big one that was looming.
And I remember us being on set and there being like a few takes in a row and we're feeling like, okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. But like, are we gonna keep putting Ralph through having to do this, you know, physical task? And he was just like, he's like, here, one more. This is the one. This is the one. And we watched, and he called his shot. He called his shot, and he delivered.
Rule number 3. A man can't see, he can't fight.
The exception of Miguel falling off the balcony in season 2 and Kreese almost getting killed on Bridge of Snakes in season 3, we haven't really seen any of our characters in true peril for their lives.
Yeah, Johnny is about to get killed by Terry Silver's henchman, the Fist. You know, it's gotten to that point of the karate opera, and he needs to dig deep. He sees that photo, and it just revs him up, and he just unleashes everything he has.
Since we started making Cobra Kai, it's always fun to find places for the legacy characters, but it's always crucial to us that they show up at the right time. Mike Barnes, people have been asking us every season, when's Mike Barnes coming back? When's Mike Barnes coming back? And we knew that once Terry Silver entered the picture, Mike Barnes would follow fairly soon after. You know, the key with Mike Barnes was, you know, having him show up in a way that's unexpected, giving you what you love about Mike Barnes, but also giving you some new looks at this character that we knew in one way as just karate's bad boy in the past. Now we get to see him as a fully three-dimensional character. So to be able to have him come back, him have a battle with Chosen in a little bit more of a comedic way, and then, you know, have his life destroyed by Terry Silver.
Mike Barnes. Oh my, it's been a long time. Oh, I'd say you're keeping well, but all evidence to the contrary.
That's what happens when someone burns your life to the ground.
Terry Silver is definitely my favorite character in all of fiction, and I think the reason is because he comes off as this supervillain bad guy, but on the other hand, he's so sophisticated and smart and, you know, an aspirational figure as a man.
He believes he's doing good, kind of like what we showed with Sensei Kreese in the past, that he has a reason why he believes what he does with Cobra Kai. For Terry, you know, Terry was a weak young man who was scared at war, and these teachings made him strong.
His motivations are all coming from a place of like, hey, you could be a supervillain too, like, and giving kids that kind of power.
It's never too late to get the last laugh, right?
We always try to, you know, stay grounded, and it just so happens that by season 5, things have gotten to this place. You know, we never would have done some of this stuff in the first season, and part of the fun of getting to this point in our story where you're on episodes 40 through 50 is the audience has been on this ride and stakes go higher and higher and higher, and now we've reached this point where we can, you know, bring in the Fists, take things to an international level. We feel like we've earned this kind of heightened stage in the story. So for the fans who've been there, it's like, okay, it's not crazy that this is all happening because you've seen, you know, everything that's happened up until this point. And so we're having fun being in that stage of the show where anything can happen and things, you know, can reach that level of life and death.
All right, geeks, thanks for having us in your homes.
We hope you enjoyed season 5 of Cobra Kai.
See you in the valley.
Please welcome William Zabka and Ralph Macchio. How are you guys doing?
Doing great.
Good, how you doing?
Very glad to have you here. I'm so excited for everyone to see season 5. What were your highlights of the season?
This is the highlight right
this
here.
is.
I appreciate that.
We made it. The fact that we finished the
Right.
show, that it's out and we're sitting with you is a highlight.
That's magical.
Yes.
So you deal with some pretty serious villains in this show, but there is a very big difference between a bad guy like John Kreese and a villain like Terry Silva.
But both deserve no mercy, and they both deserve an elbow.
Do you agree with that?
Not always. No, it's the Miyagi-Do and the Fang of it all.
He's coming around.
You know, I'm coming around. But some
mercy.
He's right. He has some mercy, and that's actually a good thing. So he might not fully snuff out the candle at the end. So.
Oh, I think you could have mercy and still snuff out the candle.
Wow, really?
I think it's
You got to
possible.
show me how to do that.
Well, that's
It's almost like you should make a show about
He's
this.
actually right, because I'm sitting next to a bonsai tree, which is very Miyagi-Do,
Uh-huh.
and I'm actually feeling that he may be onto something.
Did it make you feel more at peace?
Yes, I've been working on this for a long time.
Like you're its
It's actually my
dad.
personal bonsai. Yeah, I bring it with me everywhere. He gave it to me at season 1. I cracked it on the ground, and I put it in this
Very good
peanut
idea to
jar
give him a plastic one.
Yeah.
That was a good call. Ralph, for the first time kind of ever, Daniel is absolutely not in control of everything that's going on with his family and also, you know, an actual real threat of physical danger. Can you talk about how that would be for him?
I embraced that going into this season, being able to rough him up a little bit and unhinged in all areas of his life, losing a grip on plenty, because he is the only one who knows who Terry Silver is. So often when you're the only one who knows the truth to everyone else around you, you look like the crazy, or come off as the
being
crazy person.
gaslit.
Terry Silver starts picking him apart, and it's that psych warfare part of it. He gets inside his head. He has no one to call on, and so he has to do it himself. And once he starts to lose pieces of the foundation of the groundedness of what his life is, being his wife. And once that blow up happens at the end of episode 4, a really strong scene with Courtney Hengler, who's just wonderful, and I've been begging for that scene for a couple of seasons. I said, let's have a knockdown, drag out, you know, marital argument. Never fit into the story, and now it did. So I was really excited to have these places to go. In truth, it brings other colors and layers to Daniel LaRusso, where in previous seasons at times, he was in the valley and in the Cobra Kai story, at times you didn't get to see all that. He had to be what he was to propel the story, and less three-dimensional at some times. And so I was really excited with season 5 to dive into that, to have to not have that mentor there, or that partner and his wife, or the business family, or his kids there looking up to him, and have to deal with that alone.
I love that LaRusso. I love
it was
LaRusso.
fun.
I love him broken at his bottom and raw and beat up.
You know, because I
think it's a great thing. I think
it's
that's how
great.
you
I
should
loved
play him
it,
forever.
and I'm in.
I love
I'm in
that.
because the you know, you go back to the Karate Kid. Daniel LaRusso is the protagonist of that film, that story. The kid next door, overcoming obstacles, fatherless teen, trying to navigate a fish out of water, all of those things. And so all of those themes are kind of in this season for LaRusso. So it's very Karate Kid, even though completely Cobra Kai. That stuff, all that arc into that, to when you come in at the end of that episode, you know,
Yeah, when you're like
standing
beat
there,
up
and it's
and dead
chosen,
and stuff.
and I love that. I was very moved when I first saw that. I mean, it was like I had a little lump in my throat seeing Johnny Lawrence and I'm going to be here for my friend.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
That's
You
right.
know,
Yeah.
the ultimate rivals, and they have each other's
Don't
back.
mess with my LaRusso, man.
It's sweet. It's good stuff, man.
Yeah.
It is good stuff. But we do actually have a clip of Daniel getting his butt kicked.
Okay, we could talk about that. That's it.
Take a look.
The real Johnny Lawrence.
I've seen this
Please
100
stand up.
times.
Again.
And then you could chew. And now that the writing's on the wall, you want to surrender? No. We are way past the time for white flags, Danny boy.
Little sounded.
Those wall hits. Look at those knuckles.
It's blood. So what? Make believe it's his. This guy wants to break you, humiliate you, stomp you into the ground. And what are you gonna do about it?
It's our Game of Thrones.
For sure. So that wasn't an arm break, I guess.
I guess not.
It was not an arm break. Oh my gosh.
Tough day at the office.
So that was not an elbow snap. When he got you that way, he didn't just snap your elbow.
It's his shoulder.
Oh, okay.
No,
I was.
the post-production guys said, let's put a crunch.
Didn't I hear a? Yeah, I heard a
Yeah,
crunch.
well, they have fun.
Couldn't they put a-
They have fun.
It sounded like your arm was like, oh no, man.
Here
comes
some,
the
and
cast.
some of that could have been the in slow
Yes,
motion. They dragged the little sound design there. Yeah, that's.
How did you not beat? How did you not beat him?
I know.
He's clearly there's so
6'6",
many
and he's
openings. That guy's legs are so long. It's like
He's 6'6".
And he's 6'5", but he felt 6'6".
yeah, he's so tall.
time.
His legs are just so long,
Yeah,
and he can really move them out there. Like
he's amazing.
Like a mile.
Yeah,
Yeah, what was it like to film that scene?
That was we do stuff in pieces, but I wanted to do pretty long stretches of it by design of the fight. We took our time finding all of those beats in there. It's always got to play to what's going on narratively, story-wise, character. So for that scene, that's LaRusso unhinged. This guy, he talks about his wife Amanda and how easy it was to manipulate her, and he can't wait to get the Cobra Kai gis on his kids. He's just, Silver has Daniel in the palm of his hand right there. So it is that psychological advantage.
Because the real pain is about to begin.
What was it like working with Yuji?
He's great. He was just, and is just the sweetest guy, so well prepared, he cares so much about being authentic and the responsibility of carrying out his character.
Honk!
I'm sure you've been asked this a million times, but what is it like reuniting with all of these people after so long?
It's like the ultimate, high school reunion every season.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen any other show manage to do that.
It's really.
Was it season 2 when the Cobra Kais came back? I think.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
The OG Cobra guys.
Yeah, when the original Cobra Kais came back, those were my guys when we did the movie. I missed them in season 1. I really missed them in season 1. I felt like, wait, where's Johnny's the head of the snake, but where's the rest? And when they came back, it was like we went and did Big Bear in the show, went to Big Bear, and we actually have done that in real life. We've been up in Big Bear, we've camped out, and so it was like, life imitating art imitating life.
It looks like things aren't looking great for Johnny at the end of the season at Terry's place. How do you think that previous seasons Johnny would have handled that fight? Where would they have gotten their inspiration from?
But I think what's different about this season and the other ones is he's empowered by whiskey and White Claw. And so I don't think he would have probably walked into that dungeon without a little bit of liquid courage. But he also has a purpose. The truth is Johnny has a purpose now. He's fighting for something bigger than himself, and that's a new life, a baby being born. The stakes are high and it's personal, and so that's where he digs down deep when he sees the photograph and finds that extra surge, a shot of adrenaline that kicks in, and even though he's half dead, he's able to somehow manage to throw all these black belts around the room, smash them into the table.
Just one black and white photo.
Yeah, just one black and white photo. It's okay. Kids, keep that ultrasound around with you.
Can. Bum, 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 bum. We're in.
Daniel and Johnny had a sort of role reversal this season. As Daniel's family life is falling apart, Johnny was really stepping up to be a better father and role model. Let's take a look at some of what happened there.
You literally just said he wasn't here.
Yeah, I lied again. Not my fault you fell for it twice. It's
true.
But you guys are right. Tricking you into lunch wasn't my best effort. So I did some interneting. Found a bunch of strategies for building trust and teamwork through cooperative exercises. The least lame one is called an escape room. How it works.
I know what an escape room is, and I'm not doing it.
Yeah, that goes double for me.
I reversed the doorknobs. It's locked from the inside. And this is the only key.
William, 2 questions. First, how did Johnny come up with that? And second, how did he do that so fast?
Well, it might have appeared fast. I mean, what was that, 3 or 4 cases of Coors Banquet? So that's a morning breakfast for him. That was easy. He just cut those suckers up. You know, he reverse engineered the doorknob. You know, he was a handyman. He could do that. Glued the window shut. Not a problem. He goggled conflict resolution.
Great. Okay. Can you talk a little bit about, obviously, a very significant transformation from female body investigator to baby-proofing a teenage conflict resolution expert?
Yeah, well, those are two opposite. I mean, that's A to Z right there. I think Johnny just liked the shirt. You know, it said FBI, and it could have said, you know, anything on the back. But really, at that point, he's, you know, he doesn't know he's about to have a baby, and he's got to pull himself together. And he never had a dad. He had Kreese, and he made a lot of mistakes with Robbie, and he doesn't want to make that again. And the fear of that catapults him into this moment where he needs to baby-proof his apartment and search the interweb and try to make so you can stick your finger in the light sockets and not get a shock. And he's trying to, you know, he has no reference though. I mean, that's what's great about him is he has a very small box to pull from.
It's true.
That's right.
Repeat after me. You ready?
I don't know.
Johnny and Daniel.
Johnny
This
and
is
Daniel. We repeat
Johnny
this
and
like-
Daniel.
just like-
We've been through therapy on this. Go ahead, do it again.
Are the Ross and Rachel.
Wait, you have to repeat after you this?
Yes. You're
She's doing it
failing
in
miserably.
So even you could do. She's doing it 3 words at a time.
Making it super simple.
Okay.
Johnny and Daniel.
Johnny and Daniel.
Are the Ross and Rachel
Are the Ross and Rachel
of karate.
of karate.
Thoughts?
Who's Ross and who's Rachel?
He doesn't watch network television.
Their relationship, even they said that at the beginning. You
That
do a
was-
good,
that's
so you
part of it.
talk about this well. Like as soon as we.
Well, it's you know, it's we love them together and we love them when they're at each other's throats. But
true.
they, you know, and now in season 5, you look at the entertainment factor and the enjoyment of watching Johnny and Daniel work together. And Chris, you've been wishing the audience is way ahead of them. They're like, you guys should be friends. Season 1, we were hearing that.
Yeah.
My favorite thing about the show is that you have to just believe that everybody in this entire universe, all they care about is karate.
That's right. Oh, yeah.
100, everybody,
It's just-
everything is solved.
Yeah, people ask me that question. I said,
I love it.
I'd probably take up another sport and move north.
Just get out of the valley,
Soccer's
dude.
closed. There's no
that's not-
football, baseball. There's no sports in the
No,
valley.
no, there's
Just
one.
karate.
Just karate everywhere and pick
Yeah.
a side. Yeah.
It's awesome.
You guys have known each other for a really long time. What's your dynamic like off screen?
It's really difficult.
It's
Yeah.
so hard.
Very,
Feeling a lot of
It's
tension.
hell on earth, people. It's
Yeah.
hell on
It's
earth.
not easy.
Yeah.
Thankfully, we're good buddies and friends, and we have a lot in common. And we became, I think, reconnected at Pat Morita's funeral after many years of him going his way, and that was our kind of center point. Then I did a music video. I remember I did a thing called Sweep the Leg, and called Ralph up, and he did that, and we kind of both together dipped into the Cobra Kai Karate Kid universe at that moment, and then How I Met Your Mother came along, and we had this fun time on that, and our worlds just kept going like this.
Yeah, it just no matter how hard I try.
How do you try to get away from me? I'm like,
It's
hey,
like,
Ralph.
my number. Hello, how's
You
you
even left
breaking
the
up?
valley.
You're breaking up.
All the elevators I ran up to, wait, Ralph, like over and over.
I'm really trying
Run
to
up the stairs to the second one, Ralph.
Where is he? Where is he? No, listen, it's
Changing
been,
hotels.
it's
Yeah,
amazing how that journey. You know, we did this movie together, and then it was decades, if not, close to decades, where we hadn't seen each other. Lives get in the way, and then when Pat passed, it was meaningful to see Billy there. It was interesting for me carrying the Karate Kid. Hey, you're the Karate Kid. You're the Karate Kid. All my life has been part of that, and to see the perspective of his vision of what it's like to be connected to that one entity, and the chemistry that just life and wisdom has gone on, and here we are again. And it was
Now everybody calls you the Karate
and really
Man.
the cool
Karate
thing
Man.
too-
Yeah, don't you play the
You're the
dad
Karate
on
Man?
that show?
Karate Man, yeah. But what was cool, I think, in that scene when we first saw each other, because before that moment, even in rehearsals, I don't think we really personified the characters as much.
Right.
Like when you came in, it was game on, and we were in a complete character, completely out of ourselves, and there was something, the chemistry just happened, and we just, everybody felt it, we felt it. We're like, wow, this chemistry is still alive, and it's even maybe
More
better now.
evolved.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Did you expect people to love the show as much as they do when you were starting out?
No, I mean,
I feel like it blew up fast.
No, I mean, I don't know. I kind of didn't. I mean, I kept saying, how's it looking? And like, oh, people are gonna freak out. I mean, when you're playing, it's very vulnerable to do it.
And we're so inside.
So close to
We're
it.
so
It's too hard to be.
We're protective of these guys.
Yeah.
So
It's like your whole lives.
Yeah, and we were like, when we got pitched and everything, we're like, if this misses, this is gonna miss bad.
Right.
Like if this doesn't work,
It would have been very
it's gonna
disappointing.
be not a good thing.
Yeah.
And so, but thankfully we have the amazing creators and a great team.
And at the time, it just
the timing was right.
Is this so? It's such a big part
Yeah.
of anything, even with the original film. I mean, it was just the right summer for that, the right casting, the right everything just came together.
Yeah.
And it's again, it's really quite unique.
Yep.
Definitely. And congratulations.
Thank
I
you.
loved it. Love season 5. Love the whole show. And it's been wonderful talking to you both
Thank
today.
you so much.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Oh, great
Ash
to be
Brown, thank you.
here. Ash Brown.
For me?
Yes, you're awesome.
Thank you to the showrunners and this incredible cast for joining me at Netflix Geeked for Cobra Kai Unlocked Season 5. Make sure you follow us at Netflix Geeked, and remember, Cobra Kai never dies.